Hi, people. My name is Trey Smith, and this is Trey's Myths and Tunes, channel on Odyssey and YouTube. And if you enjoy this commentary, please click the ivory colored subscribe button down here, and I will send you more commentary like this. Today, my discussion is called Manifesting Parasites Destinies, stepping past your fears and having the courage to live out your dreams instead of living dead. So, if you want to become real with your spirit and learn to ascend into the great oneness, unfortunately, you're going to have to face the fact you're going to have to exclude narcissistic folks from your dream plan, or they will try to control or ruin it. They will have to be the guy in control, because that's what the narcissist is somebody who has to have their reins, their hand on the clutch of your dream. So, again, as I've said, unless they're the tiny percentage of the people who can have equanimity, then this is why it's very rare that bands stay together, because very few people have that, right? So it's an amazing and beautiful thing when some bands can stay together so long, because they can somehow respect each other equally. Always, um, always avoid comparison of your spiritual progress with others. Remember, the dark side is the one that gives you this thought that you have to compete with others. Okay, unless you're just doing it for fun, simply for fun. It's only what competition should be, only for fun or for betterment. I mean, it's everything Satan does can be used for betterment. You know, you got to realize that community and reciprocity. Yeah, you have to have reciprocity in order to have community. If you still have the narcissistic parasite predator spirit within you at all, and your ego, the entities, or you're just overblown ego, you can't really do it. And never forget these entities are always going to work through derailment of your dreams. But if you have faith in the Christ within, okay, that's really the key. To deter the controllers, you have to break the invisible boundaries, such as your fears, such as this Nephilium reversal grid around us, such as this fucking space fence. I'm going to have to change my life because they force me to, because I can't sunbathe. And I'm procrastinating on that. I'll get sick. However, like I say, it can all be used for your betterment. Everything. So the serenity prayer is cool. However, you have to take it to the higher level and realize, you know what? You can have the courage to change things that they almost everyone will say, "Oh, you'll never change that." Well, if any of my videos, out of all the videos I uploaded, influence 1% of the people on planet Earth to change at all, maybe I've already succeeded, you know? If I bettered them, if I helped them to heal a tiny percent. You know, as I say, what I do for others, it does for me. So it's all the same. Um, and when you think about how sick Operation Space Fence in the controller's dream it actually is, and the negative aliens actually are, you think about how disgustingly overt, in your face, horrific this crime is. It's not guns and bombs. But hey, I really think those originated from the negative dark side too. Since I cannot have sunbaths anymore, I feel from my white privilege as a guy who resides, a boy man who resides in a tent in the forest, to tell you, you know what? It's a horrific crime against all life. And we need to get together and force this issue more into the spotlight. And believe me, Dane Wigington, even though his last name is Wigington, is a serious researcher, and he's not joking. Although I think he keeps them off his tail by quoting CNN in his broadcast, which I don't like that, but he wants to see what the mainstream people are saying. So the parasites control you through distraction. That's why survival mode is evil. Unless you meditate, you're often gonna have these entities come up in there and just feed off some loose off you. You gave up, okay? Is really the truth. You gave up spiritually. The answer is be the starving harvest, dumpster diving, co-interdependency, aligning with the respectful. You have to be with those people who have respect for you. If they do not have respect for you, if they have the narcissistic parasite entity, no matter if they're a covert narcissistic person, whenever you find out, go, well, unless you can tell them that you got to change or convince them it's wrong, even then it's a stupid uphill Sisyphus battle. Okay? Remember, aligning with the respectful, those who can't do what alien slave masters force, teach the voluntary way, baby. Acceptance of space fence, the nano geotechnology, and the planetary takeover is accepting the narcissistic parasite AI planetary takeover. Okay? You are accepting evil, negative, disrespectful beings who have no conscience and they don't want you to believe in Christ. They're going to go out of their way to make you accept their inverted demonic ways, including cutting up your body parts because you believe you wanted that. And we have to accept that. Okay? I hear the alien planes or unmanned planes, then I hear the rains, heavy, insane winds. Or all of a sudden there's no sunlight for days. And I hear planes every time. I'm not joking around, people. It's a serious crimes against the whole planet. All serious crimes, space fence is serious crimes against us all, okay? Every living being. Friends openly won't watch because they still view jealousy and competition as real. They're not. They're implants too. They're of the lower, which is the reptilian, the lower snake brain, the little you. And again, the zetas holographically exaggerate them in your consciousness so that you won't have a community with me or form a band, appear on my show, or even watch my show, ever consider watching my show, ever consider learning from me. And it's not because they're bad people, man. It's because they still think, it just occurred to me while I was smoking a bowl, they think that jealousy and competition are real emotions that are like somehow constructive. It's Satan's ancient social hierarchy system to think that way, okay? So this is part of the healing many people have to face who have narcissistic personalities or narcissistic predator entities, NPEs, including me, if I'm not real clear at all times. Always talk about, these people I know always talk about building community and never get to it. Why is that? Because this is it's a massive issue that most people are not willing to face, that this is even a possibility. We all have to learn to get clear sometime. I'm just trying to be the Cliff's Notes. I am your Cliff's Notes whistleblower for you that I love, that I run into, or that find me here online. We got to look at the massive scale of the invasion and the inversion, okay? It's huge. You can't imagine the scale. And that's why I don't care if I'm David and Goliath, because there's at least 150, if not 15,000 other Davids and 15 million or trillion Goliaths. And I just have to accept it. It's part of what I'm dealing with here. It's part of my blueprint in this lifetime, besides music. and healing you. 26,000 years ago, Lucifer took over the Stargates, and their people shut him down. And this is after they built the Snake Brotherhood along for many millions of years, probably. They established this thing called the Nephilim Reversal Grid. And what's interesting is that in 1987, Jose Arguelles in the pyramids in Mexico, he orchestrated this thing called the harmonic convergence, which really competes or contrasts 180 degrees with the Nephilim. I wonder if anyone knows in the comments. Tell me if this impacted the fact that the negative one somewhat failed in 2020. So in 1987, you got like 40 shamans and Christian ministers to hold hands in a circle in one of the Mayan areas and pray for peace. But over thousands of shamans, priests, and Christian ministers worldwide. And they said they established a Christ grid over the planet Earth. And that's probably why they weren't able to force us all down into the dark world that they were trying to create 100%. But they're still trying to do that to the ionosphere, and I'm not okay with that. As well as I'm not okay with what's happening inside your body. So those of you who took it, so all this has been growing until now. Focusing on now, of course, this is now the timeless now is all we got. The real timeless now. But it's starting with the invention of the clock, guns, all the way to cell phones and mRNA shots. The 3D reality, your graphene, your thoughts, dreams, and emotions and beliefs related to the slavery consciousness of 3D reality, the graphene dioxide and self-replicating nanobot colonies inside, to external off planets. It's amazing, like I say, the scale of this invasion. All the way from the scale of the invasion is all the way from your thoughts. Millions of years ago it began, this war that we're in the very middle of now. The very most intense part is just about to begin. But it's in most of our thoughts still, if we're not totally clear. And now it's self-replicating tiny nanobots all the way to 11-foot tall Anunnaki characters and 15-foot tall bipedal reptilians called the Dracos. In the negative alien agenda, they do seek to create permanent separation, planetary human slavery, and exaggerate, exasperate, and increase and cash in on all disease through their allopathic system. It's really obvious, y'all. I mean, hey, face it. Let's face the truth and get on with the healing. Okay, that's what I'm about. So be as pure and ital, harmless and respectful as you can, please. How it's all one. We have to face that it's all one. Lucifer only tries to interact with me through disease and bribery, because they know every time they interact with me, it will just prove that what I say is right. Why? Because my Mercury's in Capricorn retrograde, and I was born again into the Gnostic Christ. I study the higher octave of Saturn that they're afraid to admit exists. They can't. Event 201, they think because these negative aliens taught them they can flip it, the Illuminati can just do whatever they want and announce it and then say we don't do it and announce it. Nope. It's like they gave us guns, clocks, cell phones, and mRNA shots to control us. And they're all about control. It's really obvious. The war is all about perceptual control, what Michael Salla calls a temporal war. Means it's control over your mind. I mean, people still do this. People still go around doing that, wearing a mask. People still watch CNN. And if they don't know it's insane, if they don't know it's scripted, if they don't know it's a NWO script by now, what am I supposed to tell them? I don't know. But I do know that I'm really thankful for you, for YouTube, for Odyssey, and all involved in this transmission for being a part of my existence and helping me to heal through sharing my wisdom. And I do know if you enjoyed this, I'd appreciate it if you click that subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you had any learned any wisdom, and create a great day.